This week's Sunday school lesson is entitled God Reigns. We are beginning a new quarter, that is the summer quarter, and the theme of this quarter is the righteous reign of God. And the lesson is taken from Isaiah, the 52nd chapter. Now, the prophet Isaiah is the author of this book. And Isaiah is considered by many one of God's greatest prophets. He prophesied during the reign of 5 different kings of Judah, that is the southern kingdom. The kingdom at that time was divided into 2 kingdoms, the northern and the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was Israel, the southern kingdom was Judah, and that was Isaiah's main focus. Now, in our lesson today, we have 2 outlines. The first outline is a call to rejoice, and that is the 52nd chapter, verses 7 through 10. The second outline is a call to a new Exodus, that is verses 11 and 12 of the 52nd chapter of Isaiah. Now, in the book of Isaiah, toward the latter part of Isaiah, around the 42nd chapter, somewhere thereabouts, the prophet is talking about hope and restoration of Israel. Okay, now our lesson is taken from the 52nd chapter. So this particular lesson is about the restoration of Israel. Okay, we're going to start with our outline first outline starts with verse 7 of the 52nd chapter. And let's read verse 7 here. It says, "How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publish peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publish salvation, that says unto Zion, thy God reigns." Okay, so as I said, this lesson is talking about the reign of God. Now, our lesson starts with verse 7, as I said, but in that chapter, that is the 52nd chapter of Isaiah, around verse 3, Isaiah said, basically, you were sold for nothing, and you're going to be redeemed for nothing. So in other words, this particular verse here, verse 7, is talking about Israel deliverance from captivity, that is the Babylonian captivity. Now, the prophet, much of what Isaiah prophesied in his book had not happened. However, much of what he said happened. with amazing accuracy. So Isaiah was prophesying things that had not happened at the time. So clearly, this prophecy about Israel's restoration, as a matter of fact, Israel had not been taken into captivity at the time. He prophesied that they would be taken into captivity, and he also prophesied they will be redeemed. And this is what he's referring to in verse 7. This is prophecy which had not happened, but and other things he prophesied about had not happened, but did happen with amazing accuracy. So this particular outline, a call to rejoice or a call to give praise, is about the restoration from Babylonian captivity. That is the 70 years of Babylonian captivity. And also, it's also referencing salvation for all of mankind. So restoration for the captivity, the Babylonian captivity, and restoration of salvation for mankind. So verse 7, again, is talking about how beautiful, how joyful it's going to be when the Israel is restored or released from the 70 years of Babylonian captivity. And this is what Isaiah is prophesying. Okay, as I said earlier, they hadn't even been taken into captivity when Isaiah is making this prophecy. Okay, but he said, yes, you'll be taken into captivity, but God will bring you out. Even though they were taken, as you know, they were taken into captivity because of rebelliousness or sin. Okay, basically, the bottom line. That's why they were taken into captivity, but God did not abandon them. God still reigned even though they were in exile. And that's what the power of God. God reigned even in the midst of exile. Okay, God reigned. And this is what verse 7 says, the last clause of verse 7, thy God reign. And anywhere that God reign, there's the absence of frustration, is peace. God reigns over evil. God reigns over darkness. And wherever God reigns, there is peace. And that is something to rejoice about. That's why the outline is entitled A Call to Rejoice, because of their release from captivity. Okay, let's read the second verse, that is verse 8. The watchman shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye when the Lord shall bring again Zion. Okay, so what Isaiah is saying now, this word watchman, they had walled cities, and the watchman was placed in a strategic location as a lookout to spot whatever was coming their way. And this is what he's saying here. The watchman, which has is on a high vantage point and able to see afar off and warn the people of whatever is happening. For the watchman who's on the wall is watching, shall lift up the voice, with the voice shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye when the Lord shall bring again Zion. Okay, when they see this restoration, okay, and let's read verse 9 because that goes with that. Okay, break forth into joy, sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem. For the Lord has confronted his people, he has redeemed Jerusalem. Okay, so when the watchman who is strategically located can see this victory coming, they can notify the people and they can all join in rejoicing. And let's go back to verse 9. Break forth into joy, sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem. Because remember, when Babylon overthrew Jerusalem, they burned the city down. However, the city was not utterly destroyed. Okay, it was burned to the ground, but it was not utterly destroyed. When you utterly destroy something, it's total destruction, there's nothing left. Okay, so the Babylonians captured and burned the city down, took the Israel into captivity for 70 years. Now once they are released, King Cyrus gave them permission to leave, okay? And they returned. When they returned to Jerusalem, the city was in ruins for 70 years. So they returned to devastation. However, the city was restored, was rebuilt, okay? So it was destroyed, but not utterly destroyed. When they returned, the city was in ruins, lay waste for 70 years. Now they returned back. The city wasn't rebuilt on its own accord. They returned back to a devastated city. But in verse 9b said, for the Lord has confronted his people, he has redeemed Israel. The city, the Jerusalem temple was rebuilt, okay, after the captives returned to Jerusalem, okay? After the 70 years, they was restored. So the whole gist of it is God was still reigning while Israel was in exile. Well, it's not. Well, God is no longer in control. He was in control. He made it clear that because of disobedience, sin, and idolatry, you're going to be taken into captivity. The sin is going to be burned, but the city will be restored. As verse 9b said, for the Lord has confronted his people, comforted his people, he has redeemed Jerusalem, okay? After the exiles were returned to Jerusalem after the 70 years of captivity. Now, let's read verse 10. For the Lord had made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of God. Okay, let's look at verse 10. The Lord, basically, in other words, what it said, the Lord has shown his hand that he's powerful. The Lord has shown his hand, not just to Israel, but to all the nations. It says to all nations and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of God. So all the nations around will see that God is in control. It's not just say, well, I'm going to reveal to Israel, just Israel, that I'm in control. No, I'm going to show my hand to all the nations and show them that I am in control. Not just you, I'm going to show all nations that I am in control. This is what verse 10 is saying. So all the nations are going to see, yes, God is in control. Okay, that's the first outline. Let's go to our second outline, which starts at verse 11 and includes verse 12. A call for a new exodus, a call for a new exodus, exit. That's what exodus means, exit. Okay, let's read verse 11. Depart ye, go out from hence. Now, this is talking to the Israel, the Babylonian captivities. It said, depart ye, go out from hence, touch no unclean thing, ye out of the midst of her, be ye clean that bears the vessels of the Lord. Now, what Isaiah's prophet saying here, he said, basically, get out of her, depart from the Babylonian captivity, okay? Don't take any ungodly thing. Don't take anything that burdened you or got you in trouble before. Don't take any of that. Said, touch no unclean. And this is what God is telling you, us, to depart from, come out of sin, come out of the world. Don't take anything unclean or ungodly, okay? Go ye out of the midst of her, be ye clean, okay? Don't take any of that. However, you can take the holy vessels that were stolen. Remember, when they were taken captive, the vessels of the Lord were stolen out of the temple. Now you can take those, the sacred vessels that were stolen. I mean, that makes sense, okay? They stole holy vessels out of the temple at Jerusalem and took them down into Babylon, okay? So you can take those when you leave. You can take those, bear the vessels of the Lord. You can take those holy vessels that were stolen out of the temple. You can take those back to Jerusalem, okay? But any unclean or unholy, leave them there, okay, in Babylon, okay? That's basically what 11 is saying, and that makes good sense. Yeah, if something was stolen from you, you can retrieve that. The holy vessels that were taken out of the temple, yes, take them. But any unholy thing or unclean, leave them there, okay? In Babylon. Okay, that's what verse 11 says. Now we go to verse 12. It says, trust in God. Let's read that. For ye shall not go out with haste, nor go by flight, for the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your rearward, or rear guard. Okay. And let's look at this. For ye shall not go out with haste. Now remember, the deliverance from Egyptian bondage was with haste. Remember that. Okay. They was pursued, they went out with haste, and they did not have the blessings of the king. This deliverance, however, is different. As I said already, King Cyrus, a pagan king, had given them permission to leave. Okay, so they had they had permission to leave, and verse 12 said, "For the Lord will go before you." The Lord is going to be your rear guard, your forward guard. That's what the first part. Go before you. The Lord's going to be your forward guard, and God of Israel will be your rear guard. Okay, so you will leave Babylonian captivity with safe passes. The Lord God being your forward guard, and the Lord of God of Israel being your rear guard. Unlike when they left Egypt, as I said, they left Egypt with haste, and the Egyptian was in hot pursuit. That's not what is happening here. Cyrus, the pagan king, gave them permission to leave, and they left with permission and support. Okay, and they did not leave in fear. So what Isaiah is prophesying? Yes, even though you were taken into captivity because of sin and idolatry, I have not abandoned you, and I will restore you. I will redeem Israel. And as the first outline said, a call to rejoice. That is a call, an occasion to give praise, an occasion to rejoice, because God, as the first clause of 7 said, the last clause of 7 said, "Thy God reign." God reigns over evil. God reigns over darkness. And there's a song, and one of the clauses says, "My God reign." He reigns forever and ever. And this is the first lesson in our summer quarter, dealing with the righteous reign of God. And the prophet Isaiah is kicking off this quarter study with the subject is entitled God Reigns. And that's our lesson today. We'd like you to join us next week for another edition of the Sunday School Review. Thank you.